Rap Roundtable.
You already know what it is. It's your boy Jaw.
Sincere the rap snob.
Lacey Liguizamo.
J-Mo, no shame-o.
No shame-o.
What's fucking with that? Diddy, go get him.
Shout out to Sin, the beat was laced with the groove. Drive through the lob, and the round table ensued. Lang added in beautifully. Jameson the booze, you see. Find Dini somewhere in the clouds, usually. Exclusively, we came together, bringing you these clever endeavors. Classics, we've been doing this since forever. Move the lever and distribute perspectives and contribute to the culture that we love and hold dear. 4 cups pulled up, and this shit go back for some years. Only difference now, this mic's up in here. Connecting like it's Voltron. Press play and watch us go on. You better get up on this wave like the Coast Guard. The Rap Round Table.
I'm so drunk right now.
Listen, you already know what it is. Let's do what we do. Yes. Episode 5 of the illustrious Rap Roundtable ensues. You know the voices. Point guard Jarv on the set. To my left, as always, Sincere the Rap Snob.
Yep.
At Jason, as always, the Thirsty Degenerate, Langston Leguizamo.
Was really, really good.
Across from me, the balance of the force, Zendini.
May the force be with you.
We are tonight's entertainment.
As always, you can find the Rap Roundtable on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else you can get podcasts, we are there.
So on and so on.
We everywhere.
Find us.
You know, this is a momentous episode. This is the Kanye West episode. We all have an affinity, a love, a disdain, everything, every emotional spectrum there is when it comes to Kanye West. But before we get to that, the baby.
I'm thinking about taking it out. There's something about shit with my grill it.
We got to do a little bit of current events, you know what I mean?
As
the
always.
baby's in there.
Yo, Deanie.
Hilarious, man. I'm sorry.
You with all the BS. You enjoy it.
Hilarious, man. Yeah.
We beating up dudes at was it the Gucci store?
No, it was the Louis Vuitton store.
Louis Vuitton store. What are those brands?
Getting a belt.
Begging for that shit. Though.
And the word is that this has been going on for months. Like, this wasn't just a one-time thing. He's a North Carolina artist, too.
Is that right?
Yeah, Cam Cohart or something like that.
Okay.
And he was throwing jabs at the baby for like quite some time, you know?
Oh, okay.
And
Was
they
he?
actually, yeah.
Is there like a history about they know each other?
Jabs.
Okay.
It's got to be a city thing. North Carolina.
I bet, yeah.
So Charlotte, you know.
Yeah.
So basically they bump into each other in the Louis store. I mean, once you take out the camera and you start recording, things are already gonna get crazy. But yeah, he pressed him and he was with the goons. Next thing you know, the camera got a little blurry. Next thing you know, we see this dude pants naked on the floor.
Hands down,
draped out.
man down, son.
Head down,
Like
hands
looking
down,
like
hands
Pacquiao
down.
after the
You
Marquez
hate to
fight.
see it, but he was
got
being
knocked the fuck out. Like
He was being a goofball, though,
He was
like-
begging for that shit.
That's
he
a
was like,
fact.
please, knock me out, please.
Cam Cohart.
Yo, he looked bad. If you look, that video though, he looked so. That cat looked so nervous, man. Like fiddling with his phone.
You know that dude's in there with security though. You gotta have, and plus you know this dude is known.
The
Don't
baby?
throw the body in Walmart. So running up on him might not be the
I
best
think
thing
people
to do,
forgot
bro.
about that.
And this was only like not even a year ago, right?
Probably a little over
What's the
under a
backstory
year.
with that?
Somebody tried to run down on him when he was in Walmart
Tried
with his
to rob him.
family. He just
Yeah.
Oh, yo, didn't he
he had
catch a
a shooting
body?
on him, right?
Body.
Yo, yeah, he got off because he pled self-defense.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
You know the
It is
South
what it was.
different from New York City.
Right.
different.
They let
Carry
you go
holes and
heat.
all that.
J-Mo,
Yo,
on the scale of degenerate behavior, how high is that? Beating up somebody in the Louis store.
I mean, yo, like, I'm a degenerate. I would never do some shit like that. So that's a whole different type of flow. But could I bring forth a conspiracy theory to the round table?
Please do, because you probably thinking what I'm thinking.
What if, I think we're on the same page, Jarv. What if this was a publicity stunt by the baby?
Hey.
Oh, way. Applaud this man.
I'm not saying, I don't know.
At Cam Cohart's expense, or
He got a bag for
or
that.
he's in on it.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a hip-hop fan. I'm going to just say that after that shit happened, I was like, let me check this nigga's album out a second time. And I was like, yo, that shit is hard, bro.
I just feel like
saying.
the camera
Who, the baby?
shook.
The baby,
The
yeah.
camera was fine the whole way. They're shook, and then my man pants is down, and he stumbling.
I'm the truth.
I don't know. It looked like a lot of pro wrestling right there.
What I'm saying, if you gotta think about it too. If he's on the floor, man, down, his phone is out. We can just go on the phone and chop up the footage, do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
It became an IG post for me.
But
personally.
it could have been, he could have got whipped out because it was the baby's man, I think, was the other dude in the jersey.
Okay.
So he could have got, they both could have spanked him right there for all we knew. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's hard to see.
It's hard to see. I mean, and
I ain't seen no blood on my man's face either.
No, there was when he was down.
His face
I
was
ain't see. I wear glasses.
He was
I ain't
leaking
see.
a little bit. It looked like
it was
leaking.
leaking from the video.
Look, I mean, I don't know about leaking, but he had little something, little bloody nose, little red,
Little corn syrup?
above the lip, a little bit.
I
Little
got,
corn
yo,
syrup.
yo, I got a question for y'all. Is the baby the hottest rapper out right now?
Hottest new act.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Definitely up there.
He's in the shade room every day, so he must be doing something.
And his music is dope, man. The kid can spit. I fucks with him.
He raps. He
It works,
seems like
and
he
it works
cares
with the
about
character.
rapping.
He's actually a dope rapper, and the character gets the attention and all that shit too.
You know,
so.
we're talking about rapping and new acts. You know, we have an act that is not the hill I might be dying on here. You know, But
Let's hear it.
You know, Megan Thee Stallion, huh?
Ah.
You know, what do we think, guys? Rap snob. We'll let you bat lead off here,
Oh, so you gonna come straight to me
you
with
damn
this?
right I am.
You gonna come straight to me?
as I should.
Walk into the gauntlet.
So I mean, as we were talking off mic, you know, a few Fridays ago,
Yeah.
there was a series of releases, right? It was a
Yes,
pretty
sir.
big Friday. 2019 has been kind of quiet.
No, it's been. You think so?
I think it's been quiet.
There has been no like. I think Khaled might be like the biggest like as far as scale release of the year.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
yeah. But this Friday it was Tyler, it was Khaled, and then it was your girl,
Yeah.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Now we've
Hey
been
Girl.
talking about this for a little while now. We've because you threw her in the group chat
Yep.
and you was bigging her up,
She can rap.
Showing the love.
and I was like, eh,
Yeah, as usual. As usual.
she
can rap.
She's alright.
Sincere's impossible scale to reach.
Nah, I'm just saying. Look, Megan. I just think she's more of the same.
Okay.
And it's not, and before, you know, people listen and it's like, oh, you grading females on a, you know, you're not grading them fairly. It's not a female thing at all. It's just in general, like a lot of the artists that we see come out is just a lot more of the same. So I'm always looking for something that's a little bit different.
So a female rapping who cares about rapping, she don't have many flows to choose from, but she can rap. That's the same.
Well, I'm just saying she doesn't have many flows to choose from.
Right.
She's gonna give you the same flow, the same one note throughout the whole album. I heard the album because I give everybody a chance. You know what I mean?
You wouldn't be the rap snob if
That's
you did
what I'm saying. So,
Okay.
but you know, listening through it, there was this one song that I felt was a little bit different from the rest of it.
Right.
But most of it is just like, all right, so, you know, your pussy is bomb. You take
Oh boy.
I'll take your dude.
You take dudes from other girls.
Right.
That's cool. And if you remember, again, it's not a female thing. If you remember, I said the same thing about the baby.
Okay.
Because I
Yeah.
like the baby.
So
Yeah.
you're saying the content is a little monotonous.
the content is just mad repetitive.
It's
yo.
true for most rappers, though, isn't it?
I'm
True.
Well,
but
no.
Since this, you think
Well,
so?
no, I mean,
Today.
Today.
Yeah.
But again, like I always, you know, it might be unfair, but I'm always looking towards like the greats.
Right.
I mean, so, you know, we have Kendrick, we have Cole, right? That give us a lot of different things. We have Drake. Well, I'm not the.
But Sincere, she's a new act.
All right, but when Drake,
about the creme de la creme. Come on.
when Drake and Kendrick was new acts, they was
You never
giving
had a
you all
new act
sorts of
blow
different
your way
things.
though? Pause.
But you know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. You let Cardi live, but you kill it, Megan. The fuck out of
You
here.
gonna stay going back?
Come on, son.
You gonna say?
You let Cardi live with mad.
outta
You let
Yo.
Cardi live with mad bad rap,
You
son.
know what we need to get for the soundboard?
What's
the
that?
Lord Jamar.
Oh, shit.
The
Yo,
fuck is you talking about, son?
are we going to get into that later? I don't know.
We need
can.
that. We need that on the soundboard.
I think we should.
But Lang, Megan, what's up?
I gotta be honest, guys. I haven't done my homework on her, so
Okay,
I don't
fair.
know. I think I heard a couple freestyles and she definitely got bars. But I've not heard enough for me to.
You're not even trying to listen to that album, are you? Be honest.
Nah, there's a lot of Jameson to drink.
Not a lie.
Nah, but if you like, if you're like, nah, dog, you gotta listen. We got a fucking podcast. I'll listen, but haven't yet. It's on my list.
You know what I'm looking for? Maybe a new Missy.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
something dynamic.
That's a bad way to look at it, though.
That
Just
is a
looking-
bad. I
looking
agree
for
with
a
Dini.
new version
There's
of
only
No,
one
I'm
Missy
just saying.
Elliott. bro.
No. I'm not saying it has to be exactly like
Just
her. I'm just
someone
saying
different like her.
Somebody that's a little bit off the path.
Doing their own thing.
Because go ahead.
I listened to a few songs. I mean, like you said, bro, like those 3 words are very significant.
She can rap. Yeah.
But I mean, that's it.
All right, so put it this way, for our listeners. When I say she can rap, that's the equivalent, or anybody he or she can rap. That just means I think they're cool. That doesn't mean I'm ready to like vouch and say they super nice. That just means that with so many guys who can't rap and women who cannot rap, Cardi, you know, when I hear a person who can rap,
She just dropped another joint yesterday.
that's cool. You know,
It's fire.
it's Cardi. Cardi and her team make great music. Okay.
I agree with that.
the Kevin
we know.
Hart.
I mean, we know.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's the Kevin Hart of hip hop.
she got her
That's a
plastic
really
cup,
good
boy.
taste.
We know she has a really big team around her, bro. So
you know, so it's just to say that that person can rap means they're cool. I'll listen to them, but they're not gonna be like a favorite. You know, I just felt like seeing someone who seemed like she got a little aggressiveness about her. She can make words rhyme consistently. She got a little pocket like that she likes to stay in. I'm like, all right, maybe
Little accent.
I believe a little accent. I believe that there's a canvas for growth. You know, maybe album 2 will be better than album 1, but she's not off beat. She's not slurring her words. I'm sorry, you know, I care
Sheesh.
about these things.
sheesh. I mean, that's a
little passive-aggressive.
That's a little shade. We know what you're talking about,
Little
bro. It's a little
backhanded.
shade.
Hey.
Damn, they're like saying she got 2 legs, so it should be all right.
Listen,
like, you know
let's
what
go.
I'm saying?
Nikki, I love you, girl. You know, I'm home team, okay?
What's up with her, man?
Yeah, what's good with Nicki, man?
Quiet.
It's funny you mentioned that, because when we were at an event that we'll talk about a little bit later,
As we said.
Sin brought up a good question about Nicki being possibly canceled. I had brought this up a couple episodes ago.
Oh, because of yeah.
Are we willing to change our senses that there might be a slight cancellation of Nicki Minaj in 2019?
No.
But again, like this is where the pushback came, because like to me the term canceled means that there is
Done.
no, but there's some larger issue at work.
Social issue.
Some sort of
Yeah.
social issue. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's really the case with Nicki,
What,
except that
child
like,
abuse?
Well, I mean, her brother.
That's a social issue.
Right, but
I just think
But
it's
that's-
like
she's not
constant.
responsible
it's
for
like
her
little
brother,
mini
though.
misdemeanors that add up over time, and then it just be like.
Right. I mean,
you know?
she did co-sign 6ix9ine, who has a history of being-
True. That's
Jason
true
with
too.
that.
And then he turned
Misdemeanor.
out being a rat. And then
Yeah.
I mean, but if you look at it from that angle, then a lot of people would get fried, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at every person that
For-
did a song
for
with
real.
Tekashi,
right.
you know,
For
but
sure.
it could be something as simple as just like her run is done. She had a good long run.
So what if
usually
I
people
rephrase
done the
it?
run when they find something else to grip on, like movies or something.
Cardi.
That's what I'm saying. But usually, like they start like when they leave hip hop, they're doing something else. What is she doing?
Will Smith. Will
She's-
Smith is the
she's
genie
doing
right
a-
now.
in
What's it
fashion?
called? Queen Talk, whatever that was on the.
She's doing a radio show, isn't
Yeah.
A podcast or something like that, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So instead of saying cancel, should I just say nobody's checking for Nicki right now? Is that a fairer assessment?
Is that
I
true?
find it so
I
crazy
think-
that nobody's checking for him.
I
She
don't
had
know.
that ginormous, just contingent of fans, bro. Like I find it just
But
weird.
her,
They all
her
go.
album came and went, and nobody
Yeah,
cared.
That's
I mean,
true.
for me, it's not a big deal because I mean, no offense.
But her fans.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I'm very shocked, man. She was. You couldn't even say anything about that girl without getting attacked back in the days.
We
man.
got
Like,
Sincere bopping to his work over here.
I was literally just thinking. I was like,
This is
yo,
Houston?
yeah. I was like, I
Sounds
don't know.
like old school Kanye.
I was like, I
this
made
is a
it,
beautiful vibe, man.
and I was like, I don't know about this because this is not, it's not my usual,
Shit is fire.
not my usual
Warehouse.
sound.
Yep.
Right. So, but I'm listening on the headphones. And I'm like, yeah,
Mellow.
yeah,
Very mellow.
It's not your usual groove, but
it's not,
we
but-
grooving.
yeah.
We went to Duce Palooza, right?
Yes, sir.
We had YG perform. Lane, you should have popped out for that.
Sorry,
you
guys.
should've.
You know, I'll be broke. I'm a broke boy.
Hashtag get your tickets early.
At Duce Palooza, we had YG do a solid performance.
Yeah.
After that performance, I would say maybe 2 days later, I was on Facebook, and I saw a person post that he felt that what YG's doing with his dedications to, and love towards Nipsey Hussle is a bit of a clout chase.
Get the fuck out of here.
So it was interesting. So I text Sin because he's the filter. I'm like, yo, what you think about this? He was like, with your reaction, Lang was Sin's reaction.
They was boys, wasn't it?
Were they not cool?
Yeah, of course they were.
Yeah.
Super
They
cool.
loved each other.
Yeah, man.
So
and they represent the
same
blood
region of the
crib,
country.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Just come
that
together.
lifestyle, the culture. Last time that I checked, hell of a record.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
I have that on film too. When he did the racks in the middle. That was epic, bro.
Hell yeah.
It was a good vibe, man.
Both them dudes is really, really repping that West Coast
and it's a
culture.
good way to keep
Right.
Nipsey alive
Life.
forever. Like,
You know what I mean? Like
that forever, B. Like, why
knowing that
not?
both of them.
Say what you want about YG. YG is never clout chased. YG knows his lane. He sticks to it. But he doesn't do stuff
I think
for
he has clout chasing
Yeah.
in my mind, but I just can't
YG.
put my finger.
Nah,
Yes.
man.
Yes, he has. I'm just trying to remember what it was for.
However you feel about his music, he's a real one.
You know what it is? There's a lack of authenticity in hip hop. I would say YG is who he portrays on TV. I don't think there's much of a difference between a guy on stage and a guy in LA. But that post made me raise my eyebrows because I've seen things in the culture since his passing. People saying he's Jesus. People saying this and that.
Well, okay.
And it's like, but this is what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel as though the further removed we are getting from Nipsey's passing, people are like really starting to miss the point. As opposed to appreciating the work, appreciating the guy,
Right.
we have these Facebook posts, we have these random comments from people in the culture, and I'm just like, yo, even if he is clout chasing, so what?
Yeah.
He's saluting Nipsey Hussle. In his show, he has a whole painting, a picture of Nipsey, and he's showing love to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it is a clout chase, what difference does it make?
Plus, he's on the East Coast. What better way
Right.
to rap? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows the vibe already in the West. You know what I'm saying? Why not just bring it to the East and show the love?
I feel like just nuance is just lost on people today, man. Like you just you look at everything from such a jaded, angle, jaded perspective. It's like, yo, everything, like it can't, like, if two dudes was making records together and coming from the same area, the same coast, like,
Let it be great.
let that be, let that rock. Why you got to say something about that?
People can't help themselves, and it's like you said, there's a lot of hurt people out here. But
man.
We at the Rat Round Table would like Nipsey Hussle to rest in peace.
That's a fact.
And let people salute Nipsey however they choose to salute
That's a
Nipsey.
fact,
Can we
man.
drink to him? I know we
the
did
late,
this last
great
episode.
veteran.
I got a little more here.
Yeah.
Salute. You know what I mean? It's
The neighborhood nip.
Neighborhood nip all the way. Now,
I've been hearing a lot more Nipsey Hussle music since
bro,
his passing.
that same
Clubs,
weekend.
parties, drives in the cars, just
Yes.
everywhere, bro. Stores. Like he's getting, but that's sad, but it's
Now,
always like that.
If some random goofball came out of nowhere and started like saluting Nipsey Hussle, like every
dragging
time
it.
he's on camera and never knew the guy, never mentioned the guy, that would be a different story.
Like if I started doing that, I'll be clout chasing. Like
Yeah.
I like Nip, but he's not Jay. Like when Jay leave Earth, I'm gonna cry.
But shed a tear.
I'm gonna post Hove all over all my
Everywhere.
social media.
That'll be an
That's a fact.
emergency episode.
Right,
That'll be a state of emergency.
I don't know if I'll be able to record. I'm not gonna lie to you. But
It might be like a 3-4 hour episode, bro. I might have to get a lot off my chest.
I'll be like Funk Flex.
not that we're wishing
let's
anything on
let's
Hov.
not put that out in the
Nah,
universe.
yeah.
man.
Right, we don't want to lose Hove.
I'm sorry,
We
guys.
need you, Hov.
He'd be around a long
I'm gonna expose myself. Pause. I didn't listen to the Igor album from Tyler the Creator. The rest of the table did. So I'm gonna get the hell out the way, and I'm gonna let Lang. I feel like you're an artistic guy. We've spoken about
Thank
this
you.
on multiple platforms. What do you think about him going a little left with this album?
I thought that the album was really good. I don't know quite what to make of the album. Like, if I'm trying to qualify it in terms of genre, like, is it even a hip hop album? I don't know. Like, it's kind of like this hybrid.
I mean, it's not really, but
Is it? Yeah, I tend to agree with you.
It's a
Sin.
medley.
But look, I mean, putting all that bullshit aside, it's really good, and Tyler continues to grow as a creative person, as an artist, and I'm here for it, man. It's hard for me to gauge where I'm putting it on my personal lists. You guys kind of have a sense of where my list is at. I'm not sure if it even qualifies for that, but look, the album is dope, and I think that our listeners should check it out because it's super, super creative.
Yeah.
That is the word I would use.
Yeah. I mean, Tyler's always been a little left. You know what I mean? Even when he was rapping. You know what I mean?
Far left.
I feel like this is just a natural progression for him. Like, you know,
Like
when you see a guy like
3000 kind of
yeah, like an Andre 3000, Donald Glover, like when you
Young
get a
Thug.
sense out of these guys. It's like they don't want to stay in this one circle for too long. You know what I
Kanye
mean?
didn't mention
in this
that
one
matter.
box.
Sure.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
They don't want to stay in this one box for too long, right? So I feel it's a natural progression. Now, as far as the execution is concerned, sometimes, you know, certain artists want to expand and be adventurous. It doesn't really work out for them. Tyler, on the other hand, executed the hell out of this album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Beautiful, man.
he played everything, he produced everything, you know, he orchestrated you know, even the features that's on there, like
The production on the album is phenomenal.
it's crazy.
Fire.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You know what I mean? And even, you know, Earthquake, I'm not a fan of Playboy Cardi,
Oh, I was about to say.
but Playboy Cardi on Earthquake,
Yeah.
He murked that bitch.
fire.
It's just such a creative album, man.
It is, man.
And it's one of those moodless albums. I can listen to it whenever. It's a beautiful traveling album. It's a beautiful vibe out album. It's just smooth, man. Earthquake, I mean, everything, man. Wand, Magic Wand, just the way everything hits, man. It's just Solange on the joint, Uzi,
Yeah.
Cardi.
And I've seen a couple of detractors
Charlie.
being like, "Yo, it's trash," and I'm just like, "Well, maybe it's not. It's just not your lane." You know? what I
Light
mean?
up and hear it.
You know, on our group, the Rap Roundtable community on Facebook, you had some people feeling a bit of a way about this album and the air quote weirdo culture or homosexual-ish culture that resides in the rap right now. You know, I just wanted everyone's take on inclusion, exclusion. Where y'all at with that? I know this is a tricky topic. We don't want to upset people, but speak your truth, you know? Dini, I'm gonna throw you under the fire.
Just
He turned to me and then said,
shout out to them,
"Deanie."
man. But I don't know, like I just it's hard for me to acclimate to my rappers and dresses. We just
Right.
like my era of rap was like completely against that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I mean, one thing I give these young cats, they are free. You are free to be as creative. You have a freedom that 90s and early 2000s and even some late 2000s rappers just did not have. Y'all are free. Y'all are open to vibe how y'all want. Express y'all creativity. But like I said, if y'all that free, the music gotta be fire because we were not that free, bro. You know what I'm saying? In that good old day of rapping. Y'all are free, so y'all can create. I just feel like y'all just have the doors wide open for them, bro. Like the old school, the door was creaked. There's only so much you could do.
Yeah.
So make great.
That's true.
I love
that's-
these topics on this show. You
Yeah.
know, the growth. You know what I mean?
That's definitely a point to contend with the fact that, like, yeah, we grew up with this sound that we hold near and dear to our hearts, but you're right. Like, there wasn't very much you can, you know, very much space to vary from in terms of like the energy. You know what I mean? The hyper masculinity, the what some people would call the toxic
masculinity.
like Kanye's pink polo used to be looked at like, whoa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now
Exactly.
you can go full like romper. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just.
Yo, if you got the body for it, I'm about to rock around.
Here was my point. Like, at some point, you know, hip hop has to, just in general, the wider audience, right? We have to let these things open up, right? Because, like, you see somebody like Prince.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You look at, you know, artists like, you know, to a certain extent, Michael Jackson. He dressed like a weirdo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of different artists. And I was saying in that Facebook thread, you know what I mean? Like, cause
Even
certain,
Erykah Badu in a sense.
listen,
And Drake 2000,
certain people was like, yo, like how you condoning like the stuff that he's wearing, the wigs and blah blah blah. Like, that's mad weirdo. And I'm like, yo, so y'all don't listen to Outkast? Y'all
Yeah.
don't mess with Andre 3000?
Andre 3000 was wearing these long flowing.
Bro,
You know.
Common had a phase where he was just like dressed super weird.
Shout out to Erica Badu. Something about her is magical, bro.
Yo,
That snatch had dudes
Yo.
acting something crazy, boy.
Bombastic. You know?
What?
but not just there's all sorts of artists that like just express themselves, you know, and we can't again, like we grew up on a certain sound and energy.
Hoodies
right?
and Timbs.
Exactly.
Right.
And as much as I love that, and we all know I'm the boom bap ambassador at the
Connoisseur, yeah.
table. You know what I mean? But just, you know, you gotta as far as self-expression with your clothes or whatever, the androgyny, you know what I mean? As long as the music is fire, as long as I feel your music, I'm all for it, B.
Prime subject.
Listen.
Prime subject.
I want to hear from
This
you.
is a quick take, okay? There's nothing wrong with being gay.
Thug.
There's nothing wrong with a man wearing a dress. And if you're so offended at those things that you can't enjoy dope music, then I just hope that you learn to love yourself better. That's all I have to say.
And I'm gonna swoop in because in a way, I wouldn't say J-Mo and I are kindred spirits, but I feel like we are the same person from opposing perspectives.
On certain things.
Yes. I really don't give a fuck.
Who cares?
You know what I'm saying?
Who gives a fuck?
If you like dudes and you're a guy, if you like women and you're a woman, I don't give a shit. I like women. I like good music. That's all that matters to me. You know what I'm saying? Like all these dudes, like in that same thread, oh, this and that, and the agenda and this and that. You know how much motherfucking agendas is out here being pushed that all of us are privy to, and we feed into it.
Yeah,
So the homosexual shit is the one you draw the line on. Nigga, that's a you issue. You know what I'm saying?
I forgot about the agenda
Right.
thing. The
I know
word.
you know me, bro. Certain shit.
I thought that was the purpose of the thread.
It triggers me.
Why we brought up the thread.
Right. They talk about agendas. I'm like, bro, like there's so much agendas out here.
Shit don't got nothing to
Nothing
do with us.
That's a fact. When you went and you watched, what was it? Infinity War sequel. What was that called again? Endgame.
Endgame.
They pushed the whole Me Too agenda. I ain't see y'all bitching about that.
Yeah. They did. They definitely did. Too.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
With the
So,
Captain Marvel and
right.
them, yeah.
There's so
Yeah,
much
man.
little imagery in the world that y'all let ride. But so some air quote homosexuals and hip hop is where you stop. Bullshit.
Listen.
Either you like the music or you don't like the music. That's it.
One of my favorite joints on the album is let me pull it up right now. A Boy Is a Gun.
Okay.
Joint is fire. It's real soulful. You know what I
album
mean?
is dope, bro.
Yeah.
Fire.
And it was so fun. I was listening to it with my friend in his car. It was like, you know, it's a gay song, right?
Who cares?
I'm like, okay.
I don't
I was like,
give a shit.
He's like, yo, he's talking about like another dude, like, and this song is fire. What? Why bring that up? Why is that an issue?
Because
Listen,
some
no
people are
idea.
insecure.
the same people who are mad at this shit right now probably love them some Freddie Mercury. There's probably an Elton John
Can't
song
lie, bro.
they
I think
love.
Jaden Smith is a
Jaden
sick
Smith.
artist, and he wears dresses, bro.
And he wears dresses.
Jaden Smith isn't gay though.
I don't
You know
think-
what I mean?
I don't know, but I just know he wears dresses. But with the album, the music is dope.
And now
I feel like Jaden Smith is probably just like a free spirit. Like
Yeah.
Whoever
he's
comes.
he's of supremely rich parents. He can be whatever he wants to be. He can do
He's
whatever
free.
he wants to do.
That's what I think. When he's financially free, bro. When you're financially free, you can just let it all out. I guess you know what I'm saying.
fact.
And in true rap roundtable fashion, we go completely the other way now. Wu-Tang documentary, hyper masculinity at its finest.
Jarvis, can I just? I'm sorry to cut you off in the middle of
Baggy
you
jeans
running the
and
offense.
Timbs.
But one of the things that I love about Wu-Tang is that this is, you know, I have issues with, you know, how do I express my masculinity in ways that aren't inherently toxic. This is music for men. This is masculine music. And
Rugged.
watching the documentary that we're about to talk about, like, it really drove that home for me. But I'm sorry for taking the ball from you, bro.
Listen, you were the leading scorer here. You can take the ball whenever you need
Hey,
to
I'm
take the
CJ
ball.
McCollum, brother.
That was just like when Kobe would snatch the ball from Smush Parker. I got out the way. I ain't
Nah, hey,
arguing.
don't do that. Oh, come on,
Period.
stop.
Yo, you know how much I
Cut it
enjoyed
out.
that when Kobe would they were standing around and Kobe would just go snatch the ball from
me
them.
that.
It was the funniest thing ever. It was like me in high school gym when I sucked that ball and they would snatch the ball from me because I was trash at basketball. It is what it is. But anyway, Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
You know, of Mics and Men. Hell of a doc.
Yeah.
You know,
It really was, man.
You know,
It's great.
for a change, I'm gonna lead off on the topic. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
I enjoyed the hell out of that. You know,
too.
I don't know if I've mentioned this enough on this show or in the past. The first rap album I've ever owned was 36 Chambers.
Oh.
You know, my mom didn't know what she was buying. You know what I mean? Because I had that whole BMG joint set up where you check the
Yeah.
boxes. I'm showing my age right now, and they send you the joint in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
We used to watch flavor videos. Shout out to Bobby Simmons, and like Protect Your Neck would come on. Wu-Tang Clan Ain't Nothing to Fuck With would come on. The Mystery of Chess Boxer would come on, and I was like, I was already like really into like that, the rugged sound of hip hop, the real dark sound, the Mobb Deeps, the Nas's around that time.
Word.
Hearing what Wu did was like the most mind-blowing thing to me because I grew up on those Chinese movies. So I'm like, what the hell? Wu-Tang? These dudes are using these kind of Oriental sounds in their music. This shit was like mind-blowing.
Brand new.
So then to see the creative process, to see these guys and the camaraderie and kind of like what we do with the Rap Roundtable guys
Yeah,
who come
yeah.
together and we cook, it was like, this shit is amazing.
Yeah.
Hearing, Sin can tell you, I'm big on lore. I love hearing stories about the creative process, where people were at in their lives during that time.
That shit struck so much emotion out of me, though,
That's
bro.
a fact. I got goosebumps so many times watching that.
Still owe RZA a punch, man.
But and this is why we always talk about synergy on this show. When we got to episode 3 of that documentary, and we started talking about Old Dirty, rest in peace.
Yeah.
My opinions of RZA started to change tremendously.
Bro, that shit broke my heart, bro.
Because
Yeah,
it's like, and I said it in the group chat, there was a lot of I and me from RZA's mouth. When you heard the other guys talk, it was a lot of we, us.
Yeah.
You know, Wu-Tang always felt like the ultimate hip-hop collective to me. And I think whether they meant to or not, they exposed a truth about Wu-Tang that they were just essentially another victim of the industry. That's what I gained from it. The way they tried to gloss over it, and Divine and his funny ass tried to talk about certain
Divine.
things.
Yeah,
You know
he's
what I mean?
hilarious.
That's his
bro.
first interview ever, right?
Yeah.
boat.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
On
it's
a
like
boat.
I got a real funny money energy from Divine, and that whole argument in the hotel room about money when Ray was pressing them and everything.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yo,
Whole million.
it went from y'all were a rap collective to these guys were industry niggas taking advantage of niggas who ain't know better. And that broke my heart to see. They didn't say it in so many words, but if you're a smart person, you gave what was happening
They
there.
really tiptoed around. They was super careful about
Yeah.
the wording of everything, but niggas that know.
Like
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
And it's like it went like I don't know if they meant to, but I feel like that hurt their legacy. So now I'm gonna shut the hell up. You know, Lang, you kind of started it off.
Yeah.
Am I too crazy about this? Or
Well, when you say it hurt their legacy, I would say no.
That's fair.
You know,
We don't have to agree.
I don't think there's anything that can hurt the legacy of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Nah, you don't think it chipped it a little bit? The W got a little chip on it for me.
No, I mean, but we all knew that going in, right? Like we're all Wu-Tang heads.
Yeah.
Like, just in terms of the quality of the doc, man, I thought it was so well done, and it was done by the their team or whatever. So there were some things glossed over. Like you mentioned, Sin, including like ODB's drug use and some other stuff that they chose not to delve really deep into.
Right.
But man, it was really, really well done.
They didn't Disneyfy it, which I
Yeah.
appreciated. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
so a lot of times when when the actual artists are involved in the making of their own documentaries, they want to paint themselves in a certain light. You know what I mean? And I feel like, what you were saying, where there's a lot of things, there was some things that were kind of glossed over and certain things that weren't said outright, but when you read between the lines, you know you still know what it is.
Shit was filthy,
right?
bro.
Yeah.
Keep it a buck. It was filthy. The whole $1 million comes in for Ghost. I'm taking 200 G's out and sending you to 800. Like, what's up with that?
Well, but I mean, your business manager does deserve something, right?
fifth?
He doesn't work
Bro,
for free.
there was a situation where he said that this is Divine. He said he got $4 million for the group. He took $800K for himself and then left the other 3.2 for the other 9 niggas. And
Yeah.
who? What the
That's
fuck?
That wasn't, yeah.
That's industry nigga shit.
What, listen,
That's
and
nuts.
I like to be the devil's advocate. I will say though that Divine also made a point of saying that he took his money, and we can debate whether or not it was too much or whatever. But he took his money, he bought houses, he invested it, and the other guys, they spent it however they did.
It ain't even
and they
about
turned
what you
around
did
and
with
we're
the
like,
money,
hey, how?
though.
The whole thing is you crooked them for the money, bro. I don't care if you bought Jupiter with the cash. You know what I'm saying? You took the money and you basically just stole it, bro. 9 guys in the group. If 4 mil come in, you essentially take 1 mil of it.
He took the biggest cut of that money.
You know what it is? Even if he wasn't being a shiesty individual and just like even if you say like he reinvested it back into, it's still, it's this air of between him and RZA, Divine and RZA, that they just knew better than the rest of the clan.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the rest of the clan was not their own men
Still,
to
they
make
got
their
over
own
at the
decision.
end of the day, bro. And they
You know what I
did.
mean? And that's just like you don't treat your peoples like that. You don't treat other men like that. You know what I
And
mean?
then you
Men that
talking
you
about
came up with.
Your brothers.
Yeah, like-
it's 9 generals. It almost sounds like a whole bunch of blowing smoke.
And then that's the shit. Like, but yo, that phone call with Dirty.
Yeah.
And he was like,
yo, you my cousin.
Yo, like,
they
just-
was blood, bro.
Let everybody else
Imagine
go,
your
let me go.
blood.
But that's what I feel. Again, I feel like that's what it is. I feel like out of all the clan members, because Dirty was the one that was, the drug use and the mental
Take
stability.
advantage of
Well, not even taking advantage. It was just more like, yo, we can't let this dude like go off on his own. Like we have to like control
Monitor
him
him,
or
no.
monitor him or protect him or like. And Dirty was just like, yo, like I ain't no punk. Nigga, like let me go.
Yo,
Like,
one of
I'm
my
a man,
favorite scenes
son.
is how awkward it was when Dirty, RZA, and Dame Dash
Oh.
and whoever else were all in the same room.
Dirty's
It was
manager.
super
Yo,
And then RZA
awkward.
was like, you don't know who I am?
Yo, who was that white kid?
I thought he was about to punch
I don't remember
somebody.
his name.
The white kid
But yeah-
that didn't know who RZA was.
Y'all
Nah,
remember
but
though,
he
right?
knew. Nah, I think he knew who RZA was. And, he
And
was
just
doing
was
the thing.
I
playing
don't know,
him?
man.
I feel like he did. He said, oh yeah, RZA. Nah, you knew, bro.
This guy's a hip hop legend. You're in the hip hop industry. Are you stupid?
Because this was already like around early 2000s,
Yes.
right?
2003, I
Three,
think.
like
yeah, yeah.
2000.
This is like
much stuff
right
is lost.
after.
I remember when it happened.
Was this right before or right after the Rockefeller breakup?
Right before.
Right before.
Yeah.
And then, but we
Dirt
already
and dirt.
knew, we already felt like that Rockefeller tension happening because Dame Dash was out here making all these moves that without
Hov.
Hov. You know what I mean? This was one of them.
Yep.
So, but yeah, man.
Yo,
That album, completing the album behind everybody's back.
Yeah,
Yo,
that was
Silver-
fucked up.
Silver
I did
Rings?
not know
Wow.
the story
Who the
behind
fuck
that.
is
Bro, I
Silver
had no
Rings?
idea who that dude was, bro.
Yo.
Who?
perfect
remember.
Silver ring. What the fuck is a silver rings?
Oh no, man! But I remember
Total
when
wizard.
the whole story about this one copy of this one album being made and sold for auction, and there's this whole hoopla around it. And I'm like, oh
What
man,
a
I'm never
fucking
gonna get to hear this
stupid
album.
idea.
And then to come to find out that it wasn't even a real album made by
Yo.
all of them. It was just like, yo,
Snippets.
just record this over here, then 2 weeks later record that over there, and then they just piece it together.
And it was all about RZA's ego.
Right.
It's bullshit.
The whole
And for-
documentary is RZA's ego.
And
Yes,
that's
the whole
stealing money.
Wu-Tang Clan is RZA's
And
ego.
Ghost mentioned it because if you was to say it was an album, people would want their cuts, people would want this, people want that. You just probably just paying them just the verses. They just think you just get a couple dollars for the verse. If you tell
Bro,
them
and
that
for
was
RZA to co-sign that shit was.
And then the thing about, Silver Rings, when he did the interview, he was like, you know what, shit, we got Wu Weird, we got this store right
the
here.
fuck out.
You know what,
We got
shit?
Wu Cologne.
Yeah. Motherfucker, you're from Switzerland or wherever the fuck you from.
Like,
What-
is he
and then when-
Arab? Like, what the
He
fuck?
looked
I don't
like
fucking
a
know.
Persian dude.
And then he gets on the stage when they said the album. Yeah, so we have this album here, and we're gonna sell it. It's a piece of art. I'm like, which one is it? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Wu Weird facts. Oh, we have this piece of art. You fucking fraud. You know what I'm saying?
Out of here.
Ghost
Oh,
just said
man.
the price
And
of
it's like,
$1 million.
I feel like the fact that Wu-Tang, the members, are such real niggas is the only reason we not looking at RZA like he's Puff Daddy right now.
Because they stuck together
Yeah.
through
Yes.
it. That's the other amazing thing, is that through all this bullshit, the
They
9
still-
of them got together and put a fucking
Even though-
documentary together.
Even though when you look at it, their whole like some of their
They
body
love each
energy,
other. They
yeah,
still
but some of their
perform
body
together.
energies, like Meth at the end was just like, I'm
You know
done.
who had the worst
when
body
Diddy
language?
takes a drink away from me, I look at him
Raekwon
sideways.
and Ghost did not look happy,
No.
bro.
Jizza.
The person who had the worst
You
body
got-
language was Inspector Deck.
You think so?
Watch it again.
He had the
Watch
shades
it
on. I want to
again.
see the look in his eyes. to go through.
Inspector Deck had the worst body. You know the scene when they're in the theater If you peep game, he probably spoke like one time in that theater. There's a scene where Capadonna was talking and he completely rolled his eyes while Cap was talking.
There was a few of those moments.
Yes.
Where you watch the body
Especially with
language of
Ghost
the
and
guys.
Ray.
Yeah.
That's what I'm. What else? What else was crazy?
Yo, my favorite moment in the documentary was when Divine and Ghostface took turns saying the same line.
Yep.
Love is the
Yeah.
highest elevation of understanding.
It seemed like they use that, you know what, and I respect those who do the 5% thing.
Right.
But I feel like they use that 5% knowledge to beat these young dudes at the time over the head who didn't know no better and was just trying to escape what they were living.
That's what people do with religion. They use it to justify their shystiness,
Wow.
regardless of what religion it is.
Yo, J-Mo no shame over his cooking tonight.
I'm on fire, baby.
That's a fact.
Yo,
Can we hold up? Can we talk about how RZA
I never
bought
put
the
people's
Wu-Tang
drinks- I
W
didn't drink for that,
for
bro.
$400?
oh.
400. That's
From
all
their
he
producer.
from their own people.
And then they had the nerve to put him on a doc. He left his job at Rite Aid to come talk on his doc.
Jesus.
Cut a check or something.
400, bro. Like all the licensing, all the Wu wear. Like you see Wu-Tang shirts at H&M.
My man was walking around
It's
and
the same thing for Nike though, bro. They gave that girl $300 and like a silver star or some shit like that.
he walked around all these
$1 trillion
stores, seen all that Wu art and was like, oh, my first of all not working. Oh, there you go. Imagine you get $400
man.
for $1 million.
See how he just drew it that one shot and just came out beautiful?
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
That was a la math, right?
Yeah, mathematics.
Yeah, mathematics, yeah.
Even the manager dude, I forget his name with the funny hair.
Oh, yeah, the dark-skinned dude.
The dude was a
I
funny
wouldn't
dude.
trust
He
him
was
at all.
hilarious.
He was a funny
Yo,
dude.
he looked like
He
a
was
straight-up
hilarious, bro.
goon, man.
He said RZA had a
was
big
good.
head. He was smarter than everybody else.
Bro, that story though, that shit gave me chills, bro. That story where he went into the record store and played
home-
Protect Your Neck,
Yeah.
and then had his boy come in and be like, yo, what's that? What's that song? That's
Nah,
the
but he
song.
was
I'm
like,
looking for."
they wasn't with us. I don't know who they was with. But they came in there though. And that lady
He said,
came
no,
back
no,
to me,
no,
give
no,
me
one-
all of them.
No,
They
one of them
started
was his
naming all
boy, and then
places.
somebody else
Oh,
came
right,
in
right, right.
after.
I said, I heard
That's
that,
a
I heard
fact,
that,
that's a
and then
fact, my
that-
bad.
And then he said he just went to different states and did it, and they just kept cooking.
Kept doing it.
Another random take that I got from the documentary, ODB, and I know we touched on ODB already. How ahead of his time was he? Like how
Light years.
in the pocket would ODB be in
That's a-
2019?
that's
I'm
a
so
fact.
glad his son's able to eat off of that, bro.
Yeah.
Word.
Old Dirty's tailor-made for this era.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much respect he earned, like with the drug use and the mental health issues. Like, I mean, that's basically what these young dudes are about, right? Like,
Yeah.
it was insane how ahead of his time he was watching it unfold in that documentary. From
Yo, then also there was I know we're trying to move on, but there was this one part that caught
we ain't
it just
moving on, bro.
it just caught
Bill Cosby?
it caught me because I was like, so apparently in '97, because we all remember well, I don't know how well you remember '97.
I was 9 years old. I remember a little bit.
All right, but in '97, that was when the whole shift happened, right?
Yeah.
Between like the rugged boot camp,
In the shiny suit era.
you know what I mean, Wu-Tang, and then the shiny suit stuff. You know what I mean?
If you think
And one of the major things was like, you know, Wu-Tang put out Forever, a double album, but then here comes Puff with his shiny suit stuff and Biggie and Mace and all that.
But that was great though, because it gave us more.
It gave us that
items.
balance, but the shiny suit stuff took over. But then there was a story in the documentary that I don't remember.
Yeah, dude, are you gonna talk about Ghostface saying "fuck Hot 97"?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
At all.
Like,
But
I never heard.
But I remember Hot 97 not playing their music and not one. And
For a
not knowing
while.
why.
That's what I'm saying. I don't really remember.
There's no-
I remember
there's-
hearing Triumph.
I
There's
was
no
I remember
lore.
hearing It's You.
There's no actual story. There's
It
no
said,
lore.
it was for a long
behind it.
time. It was like a year or
That's
some shit like that.
10 years.
I had no idea.
10.
10?
The
Yes.
first
I had
Wu-Tang song
no
I remember
idea,
Hot
bro.
97 playing was Uzi. What year did Uzi come out? 2003, 2004?
But bro, to me, that's a testament to Wu-Tang. If they weren't getting no love in Hot 97 in the 90s, and they still what they are today,
Yeah.
bro, for 10
Hey,
joints.
yo, that cost him some bread.
I mean,
believe that.
Debut album.
It's called and all the offshoots after that, all the classes that just spun off of
Solo
their
and
debut.
group.
But
Yeah,
listen,
exactly. Yeah.
we done spent
We could talk for hours about this shit. We love
Current-
Wu-Tang.
this
Watch
is
the fucking doc.
This is the
guys.
longest current event segment ever.
Wu-Tang
you know what I'm
forever.
saying? But we gotta talk. We promised the people Kanye, right?
Yes.
We want to discuss. By the time you hear this episode, his birthday will be the following day, right?
True.
Kanye West.
And there's a few other things revolving around Kanye. He's a huge interview with David Letterman on that Netflix show that he has. It's been the day that we're recording this. It's been exactly a year since his last album, Ye, came out.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So.
Sincere is very excited about this Kanye talk.
Listen,
Yeah, can you guys tell?
You know, I just swoop this one. I'm gonna let you finish.
Yo, because
I'm gonna let you finish, but Kanye. You know what I mean? The idea is that Kanye West, you could say, is the most influential producer of the modern era. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We've had a lot of, we got the Primos, we got the
RZAs.
we got the RZAs. We spoke about him just a second ago.
Neptune's
Just Blaze, but Kanye, he is the producer.
Yes.
There's plenty of producers who are still chasing his sound. Metro just dropped the album late last year that we all were like, yo, he's still chasing Kanye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fact remains is that artistically, acoustically, sonically, whatever word you want to use to describe it, Kanye figured it out.
Yes.
I love Kanye's music. Forget the person for a second. I love Kanye. But I feel like this guy is a compelling character who, right now, I don't think he's getting enough adulation, enough, critical acclaim for his
Work, man.
polarizing ways. And I think we need to show that love. Or hate,
do that.
or whatever we want to call it.
Speak your mind, however you feel.
Yeah, man.
Now I'm gonna get out the way because Sincere he's trying to get me to shut the hell up so he can talk.
Because I've been following Kanye. I was just thinking about it because so I basically put together like an anthology set of playlists for the group here. I don't know if y'all all partook in it, but these playlists is super fire. And it tracks all the work that he's done, and it's almost 20 years now. Because he started producing, or at least ghost producer, because
99?
In 99. I don't know how many people know that he used to ghost produce for Derek D. Dot Angeletti, the quote unquote the Mad Rapper.
Right.
So when the Mad Rapper album came out back in 99, that people didn't really care about it, but Kanye was doing a lot of the ghost production on that. And then into the Rockefeller days, he did a song. He did one song on the Rock La Familia album, and then of course the Blueprint afterwards. But in the midst of all that, he was also working with some of the artists that I hold dear, right? Some of the underground artists like Talib Kweli, Mos Def. Over the years, he worked with Common, he worked with
Twista.
Dilated Peoples, he worked with Twista, he worked with Slum Village.
Slum Village. I love that. I'm calling.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
I love that song.
And then also working with Hove and working with Freeway and Beans. Later on, working with Rick Ross. The scope of his work. In terms of the scenes that he covered,
6ix9ine. Yeah.
6ix9ine.
Can I throw a hot take in the middle of that? I think as far as the scope that he's speaking of, I don't think there's a producer who's had a greater scope, from one spectrum to the next than Kanye.
That's a
I
fact.
don't think that's a hot take. I think that's I
especially
agree with
the
that.
consistency.
That's a
year
fact.
Through, a lot of producers have grazed through, but he actually blazed through. You know what I'm saying?
He blazed the whole trail for people behind him.
R&B joints.
How
That
about-
Alicia Keys song that
You
Jamie
don't
Foxx,
know
That blew my
man.
mind when I was like, a rap producer did an R&B record. At that time, that was unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically.
And how about how in 2001
Timbaland did it, but Timbaland
was
always had.
different.
It was always
Hoppy.
he was more
Right.
poppy.
Yeah.
He wasn't really in that that scene.
R&B,
that,
R&B pop.
Well, in 2001, Kanye, along with Just Blaze, were basically we're going to change the game right now, and totally shifted the focus of what New York hip hop sounded like.
Yeah.
And then 6 years later, was okay, I'm gonna do it again, and completely changed his sound. It was this is what we sound like, and all the other producers
for 808s.
followed suit.
That's a fact.
And then another 5 years after that was okay, I'm doing it again, and everyone followed his lead. That amount of clout, I think, is amazing.
The beat we hearing in the background, you can't tell me nothing. I believe that there's
Graduation.
To your point, people have been chasing that graduation aesthetic for years since this album came out. All these albums that sound dark and real moody stems from graduation, and they still can't get it right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kanye,
man.
you know, the thing about Kanye is that when he first came on the scene, right? I'll be the first to admit, because, you know, our opinions are our own at the rap table. Yeah, I'm drunk. The thing is, I wasn't really like super in love with Kanye. If we were to go back in time to like 02, 03, I was more of a Just Blaze guy. You know? Even his first album, people love College Dropout. I was okay with it, but I didn't love it.
People love College Dropout because it was, and this is why I think the Wu-Tang topic and the Kanye topic. Kanye was the direct descendant of Wu-Tang and
Specifically
RZA.
the RZA,
of the RZA, because
For sure.
College Dropout brought back that sped up soul sample sound, and like, you know, young head's gonna young head. You know what I mean? young heads is gonna be like, yo, Kanye invented that soul sample, that sped up shit. But no, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Shut up,
He
man.
did make it his own, though.
What Kanye
No, I'm not.
did,
But I'm not saying that. But
He freaked it different.
but he did. He did. He put his own.
What Kanye did was basically, you know how we have what the OGs do, Dini, right? The sped up sample.
Yeah.
He came to the OGs and said, you know, there's so much more you could do with
sped
this
up sample.
Right.
than the typical sped up loop. There's so much more that could be done than just looping this shit.
Right.
He took it, as you said, and freaked it.
Sped him up,
You know what I
slowed
mean?
him down. Like,
It wasn't until graduation that I was like, hold on. And it's a random ass song, but it was the joint with Paul Wall, Drive Slow.
I love that song.
And I was like, wait a minute, this guy might be onto something here. And then
Slow Home.
and then
Wait, no, that's late registration.
that was late. That's what I'm talking about. Second
Yeah.
album.
Oh, the second. Okay, yeah.
And then we go back to me being a Jay-Z fan. And it's like the little things that you hear. Jay-Z, when he would get on a Kanye beat, there was a level of excitement. There was a level of expert rapping that took place.
hope it's coming.
Until this very day, I'll argue that it's something that Kanye brought out of Jay-Z that no other producer brought out of Jay-Z.
That's a
You
fact.
know what I mean? We go to the Black Album, Lucifer.
Lucifer.
I don't know what he did to that beat, but Jay-Z spazzed so hard.
Lord
on
forgive
that-
him. He
the-
got them dog
Oh my
forces in him.
God. Why was he leaning on that beat like that? Kanye.
Yeah.
Alicia Keys, You Don't Know My Name. The audacity
I
to
love
make an
that song
R&B
so
record.
much.
To this day,
I-
my absolute favorite Alicia Keys song.
You know, I
no
like to-
disrespect to all her other songs.
I like to
That
tell
shit-
y'all stories.
Mine
I
too.
was driving back from my pops. He lives in North Carolina. They were just playing it on a random hip hop station. We were like in Delaware, Virginia, or some shit. I don't know. And then it was like, oh, that song, new Alicia Keys, produced by Kanye West. And I was like, what? Kanye?
Bro. And then he went on. He did joints with Janet Jackson.
Right.
He did joints with Brandy. He did joints like.
yeah,
and
that
I'm like,
Moonlight joint, that was
Yeah.
Let me
man.
ask you guys this. Are you gonna stomp me out right now if I suggest
Maybe.
that maybe
We've stomped you so many times. What
Kanye
difference
West
does it
is
make?
the greatest hip hop producer of all time?
No way. I can't. It just feels weird to just throw it out
Maybe.
there.
Maybe,
Hey,
right?
but he's
it's
up
not,
there.
It's not just hip hop. That's why I think. I think it's because it's.
You know.
It's
You know.
so shot,
So
you know what I'm saying?
here's the thing. So, because I listen to a lot of I get voices and takes, you know, on social media, Twitter and whatever, you know what I mean?
It's not a bad thing.
And being a you know, an aspiring producer myself, you heard my beat earlier, you
make
know,
beats holla.
I make beats holla. So I'm you know, I'm a nerd about this stuff. You know what I mean? There's a lot of takes out there that will say Kanye's production is a little basic in terms of like, you know, his sampling, but also there's people that don't really like his production style because his drums don't really knock.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you're a drum head, and I'm a drum head, like Primo, Pete Rock,
Even RZA,
Jay Dilla,
like, yeah.
RZA, you know,
Blaze.
And this
Right,
is
Just
why
Blaze.
I felt like there was a time when I was like, I would take Just because of your
Yes.
point.
Right.
Yeah.
Those drums, boy. Hovey, baby.
He's different with the.
Good Lord.
yeah.
That's a fact.
The joint he did with Fat Joe, The Incredibles.
Nah, with
The live drums of that joint.
Yeah. Yo,
Turn my
you
music
went,
high.
yo.
Hi.
You
I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know
Bro, but
what
you
you
dug,
do.
you
Sure
dug
I
in the
do.
crates for that one. There's not too many people that remember that Fat Joe
Son.
Just Blaze song. I rock that shit.
And I think didn't he diss Jay-Z
months.
on that song talking
Yes.
about Rucker?
Yeah, the Rucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Something like that. Yeah.
Fat Joe's song that
was
produced
the
by
mo-
Just
but he-
Blaze.
but
That was
here's
one of
the
the
thing.
best subliminal
I think-
beefs ever.
Interestingly, Just Blaze beat
Once
and he dissed
again, back
Jay-Z on the
is
song.
What's the name of that song?
I
The
forget.
Incredibles.
Yeah.
I feel like it had a different name. I'm gonna have to look it up. But anyway,
Oh, right. But carry on.
but here's the thing about Kanye. Kanye's always been about the feeling. You know what I mean? In his production. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, Takeover. The simplest
Yo,
beat.
that beat is stupid.
The simplest beat, because it's a door sample. If you hear that original sample, that loop, you just lifted it and just looped it up. But the feeling of it, he knew.
You heard the cringe in this man's
heard-
voice? He just lifted it and looped it up. This man is impressed.
But he heard it and he was like, I gotta give this to Hov. He's gonna black.
You know what it's like? Most producers just loop the beat, sell it. Kanye will give you the loop and then throw a little bit of sprinkle of this,
Right.
a little
tinge
this,
on that.
a little that, a little salt here, a little sazon there.
It might not be the drums. It might not be the drum, because admittedly the drum, and he said it himself. He's like, he's never been a drum producer.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's always gone for the same, the same drums that he always used. But
Every once in a while, you hear him, no? Like
every once in a while.
Remember that joint,
it's
Good Morning?
usually.
Yeah.
Sometimes
yeah.
he gets help
That's
from
fair.
other producers.
drums.
That's true
Yeah.
too. But also sometimes, and I know it because I use, I am fairly knowledgeable on certain drum breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll hear the drums that he has on a beat, and I'm like, oh, I know that drum break, and that's just like,
Right.
those drums are always gonna be fire.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the other thing about Kanye, I feel that even if his drum work isn't what certain people would like, the scope of his compositions, like a Jesus Walks.
Right.
Jesus Walks is like that's not a hip hop. That's not a typical
you know
hip hop
what
beat
it
that
is?
we've ever heard in life. You know
He
what I
doesn't
mean?
just make, he composes.
That's a composition,
It's
bro.
art.
and then he layers so well, because he...
And then that was also at the time when he was working with that violin player.
Oh, yeah,
that he would just
yeah,
throw it,
yeah.
and she would just come on and freak it.
That was the Ben Ari chick?
Yeah.
I saw her
What's up
live.
with her?
She's amazing.
I don't know. She.
First time I ever seen it was on BET.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
And then
she's
she-
fucking
I don't know.
Beautiful girl, too.
Yeah.
Talented.
Then to that point about the art aspect, we transition into, I would say, MPC era Kanye, where the drums got a little bit better, but he started to freak it with the sounds more. He kind of moved away from the like the typical Kanye beat was sample heavy. We talked about Slum Village.
Right.
We talked about Quali. Good Lord, that 2 words record. Not to say Quali was on that, but good Lord.
Yeah.
That's
Most
that.
Def ate that, bro.
I'll be honest with you, that might be my favorite all-time Kanye beat.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Not a bad choice.
You know what I mean? But then when he started to get crazy with the MPCs, then he started to get crazy with the mood music. We talked about it with Graduation, right?
Yeah.
But his magnum opus, My
Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Fantasy.
I love that album
No
so much.
other producer has or had the balls to make orchestra out of rap. That album told a story. You
She
know
was
what I
like an
mean?
opera, bro.
Yes.
It really was. Even
Yes.
videos.
Facts.
The thing about Kanye that I believe that gets lost in the shuffle because of all the things that he does to get himself, he gets in the way of himself, is the fact that Kanye approached, in my opinion, music the way like fans would want their favorite artists
Yeah.
to approach music, as far as the thought process, the attention to detail. And when I listened to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, he left no stone unturned. You know what I mean? Front to back, the sounds, everything he did from what was it? Graduation and the album that in between
808
and
and
Heartbreaks.
Heartbreaks, yeah.
It's almost like
It
something
all-
smacked him in the face and he said, you know what? Let's put this together.
Right.
Yeah.
Rick
Yeah.
Ross ain't had a better verse since, bro.
Yo,
Looking at my bitch, I bet she give your ass a bone.
I listened to that song in my car. I bought the album and you know what I said? I said, I'm not gonna read the book. This is people who buy CDs. I'm not gonna read the book. I'm
That's
not
hard
gonna
not
check
to
the
do.
track list. All I did was put the CD in the car. I was driving to LI. I said, I'm just gonna listen to this. I didn't know Ross was on that song.
Yeah, because he wasn't on the early
Crept
version.
on
Right.
to the back of that.
And then it
tail
was like
end.
it was an instrumental break, and then you hear, look at him, my bitch. I was like, whoa! And this is when Ross was in his
Shed
prime.
a tear before the night's over.
Oh my
God
God!
bless the man I put this ice over. Getting Tupac money twice over. Still a real nigga. Gucci
Bro,
for the dice
that whole
roller.
song, the
Yeah,
break,
man.
the like the instrumental break,
You would have never known
and
who
then
was coming off.
and then the rise in it, and then Raw
love
Eliminate
that
gives
song.
me
And the
chills
nerve.
to this day.
what sample is that?
It was Smokey Robinson.
And the nerve to throw that type of record at that point in the album when we had nothing like that.
I just
to that
want
point.
to
Yeah.
acknowledge that the two words beat is playing
You
on
already
top of
know.
that. So
You
proceed with
already
what you're
know.
saying. That's beautiful. That's
You know what I'm saying? The audacity to do that at that point in the album, ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna go at. I'm a Kanye fan, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Me too, bro.
I'm exposing myself right now.
Kid is talented, man.
You already know that in that session they did Live Fast or Die Young, because that album that dropped from
Oh,
Ross
yeah,
2010,
yeah.
it had to be the same session.
Yeah.
The vibe, the energy, the beat.
Yeah.
Kanye smoked that beat.
All that, yeah.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? There was a time when Sincere, because the thing is, I always throw my takes. He's like my take filter, right? But before, like, we was texting, I would throw him in the DM. I was like, you know what, low key, Kanye. If it wasn't for the fact that he was a producer, I would say Kanye, album for album, Kanye's the GOAT. And I said that after My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, because I'm like, no other rapper went classic, near classic, contemporary classic, out the gate at that point.
Back to back to back to back to back.
It's really like a remarkable run. And then like, so the thing about Dark Twisted Fantasy, the album, right? The real remarkable thing about it
appalled.
was that, yo, I listened to So
I'm
Appalled
so
yesterday
appalled.
I'm not even a Nicki fan,
On-
but she
on the-
killed that monster though.
on the way
Oh.
home. And I had to think, because again, like I be on Twitter and people be throwing out questions like, what's the best posse cut of all time? So Appalled
It's up there.
is got to be in the conversation, bro. Like, they all murked that. But so here's my thing about the Dark Twisted Fantasy album as a whole. And I remember we was on Fourth Floor, we talking about it because this was like leading up to it. One of the probably the best promo run leading into
Good
the
Friday.
Good Fridays, man. Yo, this man had me like a fiend on Fridays, checking all the blogs. Like, yo, did it drop yet? Did the new Good Friday drop
Christmas
yet?
in Harlem.
Yo, Christmas
My
in
favorite
Harlem,
Christmas
man.
song ever.
That was
I
Tiana
love
Taylor
that song.
Black on
Fire.
Yeah.
The Devil in a New Dress
Yep.
was one of them.
Blue dress. New dress or blue dress?
Blue dress.
Blue Dress or New Dress?
No,
Whatever.
Blue dress, I think it is. The one with Ross, right?
Yeah.
Blue dress, I
Okay.
think.
There was other ones that was left off that were like Don't Look Down.
Star.
The joint with Cole.
Hell of a life.
There was
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm
All
getting
the
off topic.
lights.
Anyway, the point being that this run of Good Friday drops leading to the album, a lot of those songs ended up on the album.
Yeah.
There might have been like maybe 3-4 songs.
Yeah, it wasn't that many.
That was
that-
What's
that,
the name of
that,
the
that
one
was
that was
new.
with Pusha T and all them again with Big Sean and them? That made the album too.
Click.
No, that was
Click.
that was later.
Big no, you thinking about you thinking about
Maybe I'm
Christian
confused.
Dior.
you thinking about
Dior flow.
Christian Dior flow.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Nah, that song was hard, bro.
So
What was the one? Shake that body, party that body. What was that one?
That was-
New
that-
God flow.
Yeah,
You Got
that
Flow.
was
Oh my
hard.
God.
yeah, and then they used that,
was
for
hard.
the good album,
music
the
album.
compilation.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That was
so
the Pusha joint.
right. So back to this point of we had already heard so many of the songs that ended up being on the album, yet somehow the album was still so
Fresh.
immaculate to us,
Yeah.
so fresh. I'm like, yo, how does he played the whole
We
album
heard the
for
whole
us.
album.
We heard 75% of the album already. How does this shit still sound so fire?
Pacing, structure.
So let's talk about the structure, right? I almost like when this dropped, I almost wanted to write like a
Magnum
thesis
opus.
on this because like the structure of it, you know what I mean? He starts off with he starts off with the RZA produced joint. And then the next song is Gorgeous with Raekwon on it. Instantly,
I love that song.
That's the one hand in the air. That's what you talking about?
No, one hand in the air is that So Appalled.
Which one you talking about with RZA though? Because then
It's
RZA
Gorgeous.
makes
no,
Dark
no,
Dark
Raekwon.
Fantasy.
It's Raekwon.
Now, Raekwon wasn't on Soul Paul, bro.
But he
was
just
on.
said RZA.
He was on Gorgeous.
Dark
Gorgeous.
Fantasy. Dark Fantasy was the first song produced by RZA. He wasn't on it.
Okay.
It was produced by RZA, right?
But this pimp is on the top of Mount Olympus.
Right.
Yeah.
So already you're seeing like where he's coming from, like that Wu-Tang
That energy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
That influence. Then he takes it to Power, the anthem, right?
No one man should
That's
have
my
all
theme
that
song,
power.
by the way.
What
And
a
then he
powerful
takes it-
sentence.
Then he takes it to All of the Lights, which is just like he had everybody like pop-wise.
Yo,
Rihanna, he had Elton John somewhere in there. He had like everybody under the sun on that, song.
album was his superhero.
When they tell you they
He
having a
was
video
superhero
shoot
on
like that, you
album.
pull up, bro.
Then he went into the posse cuts.
Yep.
Right? 2 posse cuts back to back. Also,
hand in
who
the
does
air
that
if you
and
don't
still
really
fire?
care. Yeah.
Right?
He got 2 of Jay best verses of that era.
I'm fresher than you all, so I don't
So-
have to pause.
so it's
all
like-
of y'all can suck my balls through my drawers.
So it's like
Time be a villain.
he was so it's like
Oh.
he was with all his peers, you know what I mean?
Hawaii.
And then after that, he went into the emo portion of the album. But he couldn't get there without Ross.
No.
You know what I mean? It's like Devil in the Dewdrop. Like he was being emo, but then Ross had to come in and be like, "Nigga, stop being so emo." Like,
That
Yeah.
show, but thing is that record was the conflict that is Kanye.
that's what I'm
He
saying.
showed all of the emotion and said, fuck that shit. Ross, come in and talk my
Word.
shit
Right.
for me.
Right.
But then the
Black.
blame game. Oh.
Let's play the blame.
Getting Chris Rock on that was
Game.
hard too.
I
Easy
love
taught
you.
me.
Bro.
It's
I never-
watch. This the same shit I see in the sauce.
Yo, man.
Oh my God.
Yeezy taught you well.
And of course, the big single. Why did I just catch a blank on
Hell
this
of a
song?
life.
No. After Devil in the blue dress.
Wasn't it All of the Lights? That was the big record?
It's definitely in a
huge
new
record.
dress first.
No.
Oh,
I'm
the
an
German
asshole.
Pusher.
Yeah. I'm an asshole.
Look, to go crazy.
Douchebags.
Yeah, that.
Saboteurs for the assholes.
Right.
Saboteurs for the
What's the name of that song? Yeah,
scumbags.
it's missing me right now, bro.
Run away.
Run
Shout-
away.
Shout
Away.
the true.
Shout out
Do
to
your
True.
Googles.
We got the soberest nigga in the room, by
there
the
we
way.
go.
Shout out to my nigga True.
Anyway,
Super producer True.
Let me put a nice bow on this. That album is just like immaculately constructed, front to back, top to bottom.
Yo, Sin, let me ask you
the
something,
arc
bro.
on it is just it's
Where-
phenomenal. To me, it's a perfect album.
Where do you put it on the pantheon of hip hop albums?
Of all time,
Yeah.
Go.
it's up there,
Go.
top 5.
Is it better than Illmatic?
I need to hear this, ladies and
You're not-
gentlemen.
Why you do that to me, man?
Since they're trying to bullshit, because he's
No,
already said this is the
I
greatest
need
album
to
of all
hear
time.
this.
He said it was
No,
the
I said
peak
it's
of
the,
hip hop.
the most perfect.
No. You said it is the apex of hip hop.
We
You
will
said
find
that.
you.
What I meant by that was that rap was gonna go downhill after that.
Okay.
That was the apex, and
That
you
shit
know
the best album I ever heard, nigga.
I was about to say, press that first.
Like the albums in my short list, it's like Illmatic, 36 Chambers, Cuban Links, My Beautiful
and
Dark
here's
Twisted
another
That shit
thing.
the best.
Those
Me being the snob,
Yep.
right? And I
checked-
still say that.
He checked every one of your boxes on that album.
Every single one. Beats, rhymes, features, arc,
collabs.
storytelling.
Everybody knows I'm a motherfucking monster.
So, you know what? And it's funny that you mentioned that. Yo, listen, listeners. We don't script this show. He said that album was the apex. And then after that, it would be the drop off. Ever since that album, I feel like Kanye has been chasing that
album?
sound, that vibe, that perfection to a fault in some regards. You know, we've boosted up Kanye for the last 25 minutes, right?
Right.
We gotta talk about the negative shit, right?
Facts.
The Life of Pablo. Do you
The
guys not
Life
think that
of
was a good
Pablo.
album? I
Had
thought it
some
was.
good
I thought it
Very
was
half
good.
and half. It had dope joints, but it was
Joints
very
I
half
like,
and
I
half.
love though.
I be Puerto Rican Day Parade floating.
So,
I
so
feel
here's,
like-
okay, go ahead.
I feel like what we have since that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy album is Kanye becoming a caricature of himself. artistically.
Yeah.
Whether it's Yeezus, The Life of Pablo, Ye, whatever the fuck else, he's chasing that shit. Even the Watch the Throne album,
That was dope as fuck though.
I love that album, but it still wasn't. He was still chasing. He was chasing what he did previously.
It was
the
a
good music album.
off from being like a classic, bro.
Right.
It was just off from being like a cult classic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I believe the further he gets removed from his magnum opus, the worse he's gotten. That Ye album was terrible. You know what I mean?
It was
was-
like
it was
3
bad.
songs I think I really
was
liked
bad.
off the album. Other than
It was
that,
not good. 3 out of 7.
Yeah.
He had 7 songs.
Post My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, I feel like you kind of like that Life of Pablo album.
I did.
Langston.
I did. I thought it was good.
Good, great, or just something that you can rock to on occasion?
Something in between, something you can rock to and good.
Okay, but not Kanye level.
I mean, I don't want to hold Kanye to such a standard that it's
You have to.
unfair.
He created the
he
standard.
built it for himself.
Yeah.
I think so. If on the hierarchy of Kanye albums, Fantasy is his best album. Second best album is probably Registration.
Late Registration. A lot of people say that.
Then I'm
yeah.
going College
A
Dropout.
lot of people say late Registration would be up there, number 1.
Fourth.
Which is the one with one.
What if I
Is that
said that
Graduation?
Life of Pablo is fourth? Is that crazy?
No.
Can I throw in there that I think Graduation is number 2 on that list?
Oh, I forgot about
Low key.
Pablo's not better than
Low-key.
Graduation.
Find
So like,
Not at all.
Graduation's fourth.
And I wonder
And
If
you know what it means
Hey.
to find your dreams.
Listen,
Yeah,
for
Graduation
like
is
years, Good Morning was literally my alarm
Hard,
to wake
man.
up.
Good morning.
morning.
Ooh.
Those drums, man.
One song messed that album up. Drunken Hot Girl.
Yeah.
Nah, that's
It wasn't
Graduation, right?
even a terrible
Graduation, yeah.
song.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible song. It just doesn't
It
fit.
didn't belong there.
It's a terrible
Don't fit the
song.
mold.
I
Song
hate
was
that.
terrible?
Song. Yeah, it's not a
Yeah,
good
that song was dumb to me.
La, da,
Let's talk about this. Where is 808s in that list?
So
Oh, go ahead, Lake.
808s is I don't know. So 808s is like the toughest album in the history of albums for me to analyze
Dope album.
because it is a dope album sonically. Like, it like the beats are amazing, but first of all, Kanye can't sing,
Right.
and
You vibe them joints out though.
He's really bad at writing pop songs, so they're poorly written and they're
What songs? What songs are poorly written on 808s, bro?
Heartless.
in the night. I hear talk.
Heartless is
That's a good point.
very well written, I feel.
Yeah, so it's hit or miss. I don't know.
So here's my thing about 808s.
Is it his worst album, Sin?
No, not because there's Ye.
Yeah.
It's better than
worse.
Ye, yeah.
It's definitely better than Ye. I would probably
Pablo?
put it above Pablo as well.
I think it's on par with Pablo.
So, but here's my thing. I never liked it from jump. I thought when he decided to start singing and step away from the samples and do this whole 808 thing, it's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you just came off graduation. Like, come
Why are
on.
you so paranoid? Fire.
All right, so it wasn't for me. It's still not for me, right? I can still enjoy some of it. I love Heartless. It's still not for me, though, as an album. But 2 things. 1, I feel like he had to make that album as a bridge from where he was to where he got with Dark Twisted Fantasy. He had to make that album to open himself up more artistically. That's number 1. Number 2, we were talking earlier about how free these new artists are. Like Kanye.
Yeah, they got Kanye to thank for that.
My man, like,
You know what?
Fearless from day one. Pink polos, you get to the
collars
top
up.
of the rap game, and then you start singing off key.
I'ma even take it a step further. As much as
Let
we
my man
say
rock, bro.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is amazing. His previous works, amazing. I think 808s and Heartbreaks, for better or worse, created the rap culture that we know today.
Yeah.
More than any other album.
That's a fact.
This album is responsible for the Kendricks,
Yep.
for the Drakes,
Yep.
even Cole to a certain degree, even bum ass niggas like Lil Uzi.
Yeah, all
of them.
Not
Yeah.
Uzi. I like Uzi. What's the other guy?
Yachty.
Said Lil Yachty.
Yachty.
Guys like him. Kanye opened the door.
That's a
For
fact.
that. he is solely responsible, in my opinion,
Yeah.
with 808s and Heartbreaks, for people feeling like, I could do that shit.
fact.
Granted, it's not as good as Kanye, but and it's like, I feel like he doesn't get enough credit for it, you know? But he's full of shit, low key. Low key. Kanye is really full of shit.
What you mean? In what sense?
When he
The MAGA hat? How you sound, bro?
All right.
No, like right now? No, right now he's full of shit. I'm trying.
Generally speaking, the MAGA hat right now, I think Kanye been full of shit. I think this is who he is. I
Yeah.
think he's a talented man who has conflicts, who's not even you a contrarian.
I was
but
about
you're
to say,
smart
as
guy.
a contrarian, I'm gonna say, like, Kanye is a classic contrarian.
Ultra contrarian. To the
Even
max.
more than me, even
Facts.
more than your boy.
So here's the
takes a
thing.
lot of
So one thing I
contrarian
wanted to say.
bro.
One thing I wanted to say about the 808s album, that yes, like it influenced a lot of what we hear now. There's a whole
Good and bad.
Yeah, exactly. There's a whole generation, probably maybe like 10, 15 years younger than us, that when you ask them, yo, what's the best or what's your favorite Kanye album? 808 and Heartbreak.
Yeah.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
pretty sure that's what
because
gave us
that was
Bryson Tillers and stuff like that.
Right.
yeah, because that was the starting point of a lot of
Bryson
what we.
Tiller,
Yo, this whole generation
Weekend.
has to thank Kanye for opening that door.
What was that dude's name again? Agent Orange, whatever that name of the album was.
Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean. All of these guys.
Word. Now, in terms of the contrarian nature of Kanye, right? This is where I get conflicted, right? And I was telling y'all, actually, Lang, I was telling Lang earlier that I've been rocking out to these playlists, and now I have like a whole newfound, reinvigorated
So you've been listening to
appreciation.
old Kanye.
But not even old Kanye, but even like all the 808s stuff, even.
That's like 10 years old at this point.
Fire.
That's true, but stuff from Yeezus, stuff from Pablo,
Underrated album.
stuff from Pablo.
Blood on the Leaves was on Yeezus, right?
Yeah,
I love Yeezus, low key.
Yeah,
3 songs.
Yeah.
He hated me for liking Yeezus.
3 songs.
did I?
You had a problem.
I didn't like
Blood on the
Yeezus when it
Leaves,
came
Bound
out,
to,
and
something else.
Well, I low key, I
Yeezus
fucks
is dope.
with Yeezus
You
now.
told me the
A little bit.
FOH at the time.
For real?
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds like me. That sounds like that's on brand. That's on brand. All right. But yeah, no, I have a whole new that and watching the interview he did
With Letterman.
which dropped yesterday with Letterman. Kind of helped me understand where he's coming from a little bit better and what's going on in his mind. I still don't fuck with the MAGA shit at all, and I never will.
As you should.
and none of us at the round table do, for the record, okay?
Right. But again, just from where he's at in his mental state and how he sees things, I guess I kind of the way y'all would have to watch the interview to really see if you could
That
understand.
Letterman shit.
Yeah.
It was pretty surreal.
I'm talking to the viewers, not or the listeners, not necessarily you guys. But anyway, I forgot where I was
I believe
going
that
with this.
Kanye he's one of those well-meaning people, especially at this juncture of his career, who doesn't know how to convey his opinion properly.
I agree.
I think I said it in the past on Facebook, where it was like he tends to make 3-dimensional statements on 2-dimensional planes. So in other words,
coming in hot.
in other words, he throws things out there that he's actually right, but does a terrible job of explaining himself.
So slavery was a choice. Is what you're saying.
Right? Like to go there. And again, people, I can feel the eye rolls on the listeners right now.
It's like he knows what he means in his
Exactly.
mind, but when he trying to
He
explain
allowed
it,
the people to create their own opinions of his opinion. In other words, that 3-dimensional statement that you didn't explain yourself.
Right.
What he was trying to say was slaves could have activated and overthrown their captors. But when you just...
I think that's still bullshit.
Fair. But if he said that, at least allow the person who's ingesting that opinion to understand where he's coming from, as
Fair
opposed
enough.
to throwing out a hot take.
Fair enough.
And making people say, Kanye, get the fuck out of here. What you mean slavery is a choice? As opposed to saying that we could have activated and beat the fuck out of the slave master.
It's not
You
what
get
you
what I
say,
mean?
It's how you say it, bro.
Right.
Right.
Three-dimensional statements on a two-dimensional plane.
Big facts.
You know what I mean? Kanye, at this point, is his own worst enemy. He thought he was being nuanced and clever with that MAGA hat. But he didn't realize that he lost the trust of the people. So when they see your stupid ass married to a Kardashian wearing a MAGA hat, you just look like part of the problem as opposed to the solution.
Yeah, and the thing that's most disappointing is that, you know, he did songs like on Late Registration, crack music. You know what I mean? He had songs where he was talking about black plight shit. You know what I
Social
mean?
justice,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? He had that enough, which
Even-
is one
even
of
Jesus Walks, yeah.
which is another reason why that was another major check mark on my list of why I always love this cat, right?
All falls down.
All falls down, all falls down. You know what I mean? And so for him to get to this point, you know what? What I feel. I've had this feeling for some time. Kanye, I feel like always wanted acceptance
Yeah.
in society.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He always craved that acceptance in society, but he wanted to get the acceptance by doing him, not by conforming, right? So he put on that conforming cape, non-conforming cape around his neck, and just like, you know, was going straight off of that. So now where he's found this acceptance, now he feels like he has to continue to be non-conforming.
Right.
You know what I mean? But also like this whole thing about like, you know, wanting to be, you know, the new Steve Jobs, new Disney, like he want. No, you laugh, but like this is something that's going on in his head. Like, you know, in order to really be accepted, like for the genius that he feels that he has,
Right.
like that's what he needs to do, right? And
I
now,
don't think he realizes that he's made it.
yeah, exactly, right? But now that he's made it, it's like he's still not comfortable with it. You know what I mean? He feels like there's still something that he needs to be contrarian about, like something that he still needs to
Maybe he
fight
doesn't-
about.
maybe he
That's what
doesn't wanna
goes on
be
in my mind.
complacent, though. Maybe he doesn't want to feel complacent. You know, once you get complacent, you lose everything. Maybe it's like if I stay on my edge, I'll always be ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that'd be great if the music.
Creating competition for himself.
What else will keep you on your toes if you're the number one guy, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like what inspires Kanye to make dope music today? You know what I'm saying?
Other artists who make dope music.
And you get a
But he's not making anything close to what he used to make. Like
He produced Pusha T's last album.
All right, he did.
True.
He did that. But as far as his own music
Classic.
and what he is expressing of himself, what is he expressing? He's
Not
expressing
much.
poop did he scoop? He's expressing that
Your son's drugged out, bro.
the joint with Lil Pump. You're such
Yeah.
a
Freaky girl, I love it. Your man is drugged out. He just came off of the crazy meds. You know what I'm saying? Maybe now we'll see what he was able to do now that he's just maybe smoking some weed or something. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe just having a couple of shots of JMO or something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll see what he's able to cook up. I think he needs to get a little separation from the whole Kardashian clan. You know, I think he needs to call Jay-Z.
I think he's in love with Kim. I don't know if that's
reintegrated.
gonna happen.
You said what?
He's in love with Kim.
Bro,
That's
you
not
can
gonna
tell
happen.
Kim, yo, I'm going on a 3-month vacation.
You ever
I'm
been in
getting this-
love, bro?
Of course, bro. But
It's not that easy.
if you want to try to
Sever
rekindle, if you
ties.
want to rekindle what you have, you know what I'm saying? I think their love will be strong enough that I'm going underground for a month or two. I need this. Hove,
here's the thing.
I need you, bro.
It's
Game,
ha-
I need you, bro. Try to rebuild.
It's happened to every artist that we love. Hove, Nas.
Yep.
At a certain point, you get to to a
Plateau.
certain level in life, you plateau. You know what I mean? And the juices just aren't the pause, but the juices just aren't there.
You're not
the
as
way
hungry
that they,
anymore.
Yeah.
Now
it's
the
not even just the hunger. It's just the state of mind that you're in. Like, you know what I mean?
I
The
think-
influences you have.
I'm gonna swoop in real quick, and I'll say I think that's why the comparisons to like basketball players and rappers are the most apropos, because basketball players at a certain point you reach your zenith.
Right.
You
Hey,
are
LeBron James.
Right.
Right, Jarvis?
Kobe. You are the best. You are the absolute best, and at some point,
I want to hit the ding right now, but
you know what I mean. I'll do it for you.
Thank you, sir.
You know, you hit your zenith, and at some point, you can't do it anymore. Or you think in your brain you can do it and your body betrays you. Kobe again, that Achilles popped. I think somewhere around Yeezus, his Achilles popped. Then there was a life for Pablo and he thought he could still do it. And then Ye happened and it was like, yo, it's time to shut it down.
Yo, what if Kanye puts out like an all-time great hip-hop album next time out?
Then
I'm gonna be conflicted as fuck.
Then he would be like what basketball player had that last run out of nowhere?
Michael Jordan?
Jordan, 98, maybe.
Other than that, it's...
Or like Clyde Drexler, just winning a chip in 95 out of nowhere.
Yeah, but that was because Jordan was on a coffee break.
Right.
Like, it gotta be like...
That swinging coffee break.
It gotta be like the Celtics center. Help me, Jarv. Ooh.
Robert Parrish?
No.
Russell Russell?
Bill Russell.
Bill Russell out of nowhere, but he was a dynastic figure. He won like 1,000 straight chips.
Right. Nah, I'm wrong for that.
That's all.
Nah, you know, it's like Hakeem, bro.
Right.
Yeah,
Hakeem,
yeah.
at the end of his career, at the end of his prime, 2 chips back to back.
People forget how nasty Hakeem
94,
was.
95.
He was a
And
nasty
Hakeem was a
motherfucker.
victim of the Showtime era.
He
Right,
was
right,
part of the
right.
Jordan
And
diet.
also Jordan, yeah.
yeah.
The Jordan diet.
You know, so I think that Kanye, I'll be honest, because I feel as though to our listeners, we owe them that. I want to make Kanye great again. He's wearing that, you know.
That's a loaded
Apropos.
phrase, bro. It's a
You know,
loaded phrase.
Listen,
I feel like he wore that hat, and at some point he lost his way. The Pusha album shows me that he still gets it,
He still got it.
you know.
It's like
The joint-
Tyson punching Zach Galifianakis.
Right.
He still got it.
The joint he did with T.I., when it was the whole MAGA hat controversy, I forgot the name. I think it was Kanye versus the People or the People versus Kanye, something like that.
Yeah.
He still has it.
Yes.
But I think he's so scatterbrained that he can't like put it all together. And I think that he needs, like I think Dini, you said it, get with Jay-Z. Get around the people that initially
folks.
made you great.
They might have some personal issues. Though,
You
I
know,
don't
yeah,
Work it out.
100%. Ironically enough, and I've said this to all of you guys, call Dame. I feel like Jay lost his way because he stopped messing with Dame. Musically,
Jarv, that's like your worst take.
no, it's not. Because no, it's not.
You have somebody
No,
there your whole career, then they're
think
just
about
not
it.
there anymore, bro. That's
All
just not
of
easy.
the bottom list of your favorite Jay-Z's albums came sans Dame Dash. There's always a guy in your circle who's your content person. You know what I mean? Your content control, whatever it is.
I'm saving my takes for the Jay-Z episode.
Put it this way. American Gangster was the only good album Jay-Z made since he came out of retirement, bro. 444 is trash. Don't let niggas gas you.
I still haven't heard 444
People gonna be
because
mad
I'm a
about that.
Spotify nigga. So.
It is what it is, but it's trash.
I honestly,
American
don't-
Gangster is one of the hardest rap albums I've ever heard.
I don't
Right,
see what
and
people
that's
see in that
it. But then think
444
about it.
Only came out
There's
like
a couple
12
of
years
joints
ago.
on 444 though.
couple.
You know, Kingdom Come was a good song,
Yeah.
but
I
the
hate that
album weak.
It's about good another 4
Blueprint
songs on
3 weak.
Yeah.
And I'm a Jay-Z fan saying this.
Yeah.
American Gangster was the only thing he ever did that was good. Dame. I think Dame is an asshole, right? It is what it is.
I really want to
But-
punch that guy in the face.
But when-
He's got
but-
a real punchable face.
But when you got
Talking all
a
that
person
shit.
in there telling you
real
you're the
dude.
best, a person telling you you're better than this, I think he needs to get with Dame. I think Kanye's already got back with Dame. I think I saw things on Instagram where he's with Dame.
Word?
Because I think you need. It was an IG post maybe a month and a half ago where he was in that little studio, the same studio he recorded with T.I. Dame was in there. You know, you need people like that to tell you when your shit is trash and when your shit is good.
Right.
When you get yes men around you, your shit end up being garbage.
For sure.
You need to go back to what works.
Right.
And I think Kanye needs to do that. Anybody take it.
No, I think you're right, man. I think it's right.
Personally, I'm fine if he never makes another good or even decent album song. I really, honestly, at this point, what he's contributed from College Dropout
He's already
to
cemented.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, even with 808s thrown in there, even maybe up to Yeezus where he was like all experimental and shit, because it's still,
Right.
you know,
Still tough.
like, yo, I'm good with that work. You know what I mean? MAGA, yay?
No.
I'm not with it. So like
The music is just not good.
well, but that's the thing. Like if the music was good,
Right.
you know what I mean? I would be really conflicted, but I think I would have to be, the music is
I
dope. I
never
gotta rock
found
with
a
the music.
Kanye album more skippable than Ye. It was so bad.
I think I would
Neither have
actually,
I. You're right.
personally, I think I would actually be happy if he just stayed trash from here on out. That way I can reconcile
Well, yeah.
the MAGA
Because he
shit.
wouldn't have to question his politics with his taste in music.
So is it basically what you say is you'd rather him be a basketball player past his prime? and
Well,
you
what'd
know
you
he's
say
bad?
Yeah, or
before?
just retire.
What'd you say before, Sin? There's no stomach for nuance or something.
I mean,
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just throwing that back out.
listen, look. I just the MAGA shit is just different to me. It
What do you
really
think
is.
he
Like
was
if you
trying to
come
do
out and
with that
support
MAGA shit.
I think he was doing what he's always done. Like Kanye, I talked about masculinity before,
Right.
and Kanye, to me, there's a lot of reasons why Kanye's a great artist, but the reason that I love Kanye is because he told me that if you're a man, then you get to define yourself what it is to be masculine, and it
Okay.
doesn't have to be what the next. You don't gotta shoot anybody. You don't gotta do whatever.
sell drugs, you ain't gotta be tough and
Right.
punching niggas in the face.
It can
you know?
be
Exactly.
a polo.
Exactly.
and I
even
think-
pop the collar on that shit.
And I think that came from a place that's contrarian, and we've talked about that. And I feel like because Kanye's a person that's not mentally stable, that contrarian nature has gone into overdrive. And now he's just talking nonsense.
You think he lost himself?
Yes, I do. I think it happened when his mother died.
You think he?
I mean, he was close to his mom. His mom was his best friend, so that could be traumatizing. I mean, she was like, wasn't she like the manager or something like that? Like she was like,
She was close, man.
she was like a part of the business.
Lang, amazing point. So you think that the mother was the breaking point?
Yeah, it was, bro.
R.I.P. Don West.
But there was R.I.P. But there was great music that came after Donda West, though.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
So maybe that could have motivated him. We might,
I think
have to snatch Kim K or not. Don't listen to
I
me.
think it's a combination. Listen, I think it's a combination of things.
We'll give her back. Yeah, we just need to hold her for like a couple days so you can get your mind right.
I think it's a combination of that. I think the Kim K thing and that lifestyle that he now has to live because that's his wife. You know what I mean? That's who he chose to love. That's who he's in love with. The lifestyle that comes around that is not, as far as I'm concerned, is not conducive to like great artistic work. It's just it's superficial and
Sincere.
and the music that's come out of that has been very superficial
Sincere.
since that era.
Do we
started.
choose who we fall in love with?
No, well, you know what I mean.
No, I don't actually. I'm asking you right now. Do you think that he chose that because it was in his best interest as an artist?
No,
as
that's
a
not
public figure?
that's not what I meant at all.
I don't know. I'm asking.
No,
you,
that's
bro.
not. I mean, that's not what I meant at all. Like
Please don't hit
he
me.
just happened to. So fine. So
Get
he
a
just
room!
happened to fall in love with like the biggest socialite in the world who represents all of this superficiality.
You
And-
love who
You know
you
what I mean?
love, bro.
No, that's
Right.
what I'm saying. But
Right.
that's who he happened to fall in love with. And that's fine. But that type of energy is not conducive to the music that, trying to make the music that he once made. You know what I mean? It's just, if he's gonna be in a superficial world, living out in LA, in the Hollywood Hills and whatever, and being on, breaking up with, coming up with the Kardashians. What's the name of that?
Keeping Up with the
Keeping up with the
The
Kardashians.
evidence supports that take. He's
Exactly.
not gotten any interesting music since he became a Kardashian.
That's
Right.
That's a
that's all I'm
Kardashian.
saying. So there's that, and then also again back to the Trump thing. Like I feel like he's drawn to Trump because him and Trump are alike.
Kindred spirits.
In
Yes.
terms of being egomaniacs, you know what I mean? They're alikes.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So he's plus that Obama, shitted on him.
Yeah, call
Yeah.
him.
Wait, I don't
him a
remember
clown.
Obama shitting on
Called him
jackass.
a jackass. He called him a jackass.
What? When
yeah.
did that happen? I don't remember that.
I don't know. It was some random interview.
I think it was for the Kylie, not the what's the name of the thing he took the mic from? The girl,
I
think it was in
from
response to that.
what's her name? Taylor Swift.
Taylor
Yeah.
Swift.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Wait,
it was
so
after that.
Obama called him a jackass? Because
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to think to it. Kanye was the type of dude that would want to be president. Trump has no kind of like background in like politics. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if he just under the wing to try to maybe run as a, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised, man.
It's possible.
Kanye, if Schwarzenegger could do it, Kanye could do
But
it.
I can't reconcile. Even if it was just a political thing, the things that we know that Trump has done, not the least of which is literally separating children from their mothers and parents at the border and caging them. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's crazy shit. You know what I mean? As if you are aligning yourself with that, I mean, I don't know what to say to that. So like
Kanye lost you in that.
So for me, it's like, you know what I mean? Like all this work that he's done over the years, I'm good with that. If he either retires or if he continues to be trash from here on out, I'd be more than
So to put a bow on this,
satisfied.
the Rat Roundtable, we're gonna vote on Kanye West. At this point, do we think Kanye should shut it down as a rapper? Deanie, I roll to you. Shut
Nope.
it down or not? No? Lang,
No, I'm still waiting on more dope music.
sincere.
think he should hang it up.
I think he should hang it up.
Oh, we're tied.
Oh,
We gotta go to the Electoral College.
Super Engineer True.
Oh!
Should Kanye hang
Speak
it up
on it.
or keep going?
more true.
Damn.
We done made True a member of the Rat Roundtable.
I'll give him one more go.
One
Yeah,
more
my
go.
nigga.
Super Engineer
me-
True decides that
tiebreaker.
Kanye
I mean, no
should
artist should
continue.
hang it up. You should at least make music and just stack it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you
Right.
should hang it up. Kanye's a musical genius, bro.
You know what it is, Deanie? And you're right. I'm just concerned that the further he moves away from his peak, the more he'll be remembered for his fall off. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm.
I mean,
yeah.
say what you want, but like we don't think about Wizards MJ, bro. We don't think about it. We think about Bulls MJ.
True.
Touche,
we
touche.
appreciate him coming back and giving those last efforts.
That don't mean Wizards MJ.
We appreciate him
doesn't
coming back and
exist.
giving those last efforts, but come on, bro. It's Bulls, Mike. It's 2-3-peats, Mike. That's what we respect.
You know what? This is why you are the balance of the force. You know? You know what I mean? All right, people, we are approaching the end of another classic episode of the Rat Roundtable. We do this once a month. We give you hot fire like Dylan's lyrics, and then we leave.
Dylan,
Fire.
Dylan, and Dylan.
But before we leave, we gotta get the mow out.
Yeah.
We gotta make sure the hedges are trimmed, and we have to make sure that those corny motherfuckers get off Sin's lawn. So, people,
Get off my lawn.
get the fuck off Sin's lawn.
Get off.
All right. So this is gonna be short and sweet, because I have a habit of being long-winded. I'm trying to, not do that.
Trying to be a better you.
New season, new me. We was at Duce Palooza on Monday, right?
Dope vibes.
Dope vibes, dope music and stuff. But it was my observation that a lot of people come to events now and come to parties and just kind of stand around
Oh.
and just kind of,
Wallflowers.
but not even wallflowers. They'll be in the middle of the mix and just stand there, pull out their phones, take selfie, go on IG Live or do a story or whatever, and then play it up for the audience, the followers or whatever. But then they turn it off and then they just kind of just
Do nothing.
nothing, just
Yeah.
stand around some more, man. Y'all new generation of partiers that is weird, yo. Like party.
We used to dub
party.
cheeks all day.
That's a fact.
Ladies was ready.
Leave it to Deanie to put that spin on it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a fact.
We used to turn up. I mean, fellas vibed out. Like the whole time, I just felt like it was just a bunch of 100 niggas, just mean mugging niggas,
Listen,
man. Just,
them old basement parties, bro.
oh man, sweat boxes, but they was epic, man.
Listen, you know what I mean? Like, party better, yo.
Just enjoy yourselves.
For real, like, never mind the phones. I understand, phones is like part of us, and I'm with you on that too, because like I'm always on my phone as well. But when it comes to like being at events, like, be present. You know, be there.
Be in the moment. Don't
Be
just
in the
take
moment.
a pic of the moment.
You know what I mean? Just in front for your followers and front for, you know, your audience or
That's
whatever.
a fact, because people will take a picture about how lit it is while they're not doing shit.
They're not doing nothing. Yo, stop standing around and pulling your phone out and actually party.
Cut that shit out.
Mingle, tingle.
You whippersnappers.
The young bucks.
Listen, people.
Yo, y'all.
And
Get off my lawn and go to a real party and party, yo.
Shout out to Duce Palooza. That shit was a turn.
Get the fuck off of Sin's lawn. Especially if you're going to parties, taking selfies, and not actually partying.
That's
You
it.
millennials.
The young bucks.
How about you have fun instead of pretending to have fun?
Facts.
Is that asking for too much?
A little bit.
Yo, listen. Rap Roundtable, episode 5.
We did it, fellas.
We bodied it.
Another one.
Duce Palooza saw us. We popping out for that Pusha T concert in July.
I will be present for
We're gonna
Wu-Tang
see what that's
Clan.
about.
You know what I'm saying? To everyone who supports the Rap Roundtable on a month-to-month basis, we love y'all.
Salute to you.
Love.
What we need y'all to do is when you listen to this episode and you get to this point, share it. Tag
Word.
somebody in the comment section. Tell them to listen to this shit.
Tell a friend to
Instagram.
tell a friend.
Tell a
Twitter.
That's a fact.
Facebook. Your mother's phone book. We ain't on everything, man.
You know what I'm saying? Langston, take us home, bro.
Listen, man, I am Langston Leguizamo. I am His Holiness Langston Leguizamo on Twitter. I am the Thirsty Degenerate on Instagram. I am Langston Leguizamo on Facebook. The Thirsty Degenerate podcast. I just had my friend Caitlin on there. She's the girlfriend of my producer, Adam. And they just went to Ireland and went to the Jameson distillery. So
Shout
we
out
had
to
a-
Ahab.
Yeah, shout to Ahab. Yeah, we had a really cool conversation about their tour through the Jameson distillery. So check us out. And yeah, man, I love linking up with you guys, man. This was a lot of fun.
Always.
Yeah.
You already know, Gray Area, 2-year anniversary, episode 50 is coming
Big
soon.
deal.
The road to 50. I've been pumping it. I'm not gonna stop. Pause. Road to 50, 2-year anniversary, NBA Legacy Awards 3.
Big
coming
things.
real soon.
Find me on IG and Twitter at CINSERE819. That is sincere 819,
What's
but with
the slogan,
a C in front. I make beats. Holla at me.
Holla. You know the vibes made by Deanie. TheWealthiest.com. The Wealthiest Choice on the gram. 2 underscores on the Made by Deanie. I'm everywhere, man. Your mom's house. Just vibe with us, man.
Just vibe with us, man. We are the Rap
with us.
Roundtable. We
love
love
mothers.
our listeners above all else, man, across the globe, man. Listen, we about to head out. We'll see y'all in a month. Yo, y'all motherfuckers stay up, right? See y'all later.
Peace.
One.
I'm drunk.